Good morning, 6th grade. Today we are on page 13 of our packet, which is Understanding Percents, and we're starting off by using a model to do this. Sorry about that, I zoomed in way too far there. So it says Emma is saving for a bicycle that costs $300. This month she reaches 60% of her goal. Label and shade the bar model to show her progress. How much money does she have saved? Okay, so we have 300 as the total, that's right here, which is 100% of what she needs. She's only at 60% right now. So what we need to do first of all is start by dividing this into we've got 5 blocks for 100%. So if you do 100 divided by 5, you get 20. So that means that each block is 20%. So we have 20, and then 20 more is 40, 20 more is 60, 20 more is 80, and then 20 more would be our 100. So now we need to look at the same 5 blocks for the money here. We have 300 also divided into 5 blocks, and that gets 60. So that means each block is $60. So we have 60, 60 more would be 120, 60 more would be 180, and 60 more from 180 would be 240. And just to check it, 60 more would be 300. Okay, so we have that part done right. Now it says she has 60% of her goal. So she's right here. And they want us just to shade this in. I'm just going to draw some lines in here just instead of shading the whole thing. So this is all she has right here, which means that she is at $180 right now. The question was, how much money has she saved? She has saved $180. And it says explain. I really don't think there's any need for explanation since we did the chart, unless you just want to say that 60% of 300 is 180. There's really not much explanation needed there. Okay. Okay. Now, number 2 says Justin needs to make 80 illustrations for an art book. He has made 40% of the illustrations, so that's important. He needs 80, and he's already got 40% of them. Make a bar model to show his progress. How many illustrations does he still need to make? So we're going to find out how many he made, and then we'll subtract that from 80 to find out how much he still needs. But first I want to do the same kind of block that they did up on the top. Okay, so 80 illustrations is his 100%. That's the total that he needs to make. And then we put 0 illustrations and 0% over here. So we need to decide how many blocks we want to divide this into. Usually it's easiest to go ahead and do the 5 blocks of the 20%. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. And they're not perfectly spaced, but good enough for what we're doing. Now, we're going to have the same number of blocks up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now to find what each of these are, we're going to do 80 divided by 5, which gets us 16. Okay, so the first one is 16. The second one is 16 plus 16, which is 32. The next one is 32 plus 16, which would be 48. The next one, 48 plus 16 would be 64, and then 64 plus 16 is 80. So it says he has 40%, so he's right here. And we want to shade that in. So if he's at 40%, that means he has made 32. Okay? So he has made 32. Oops. I'm getting too far there. You can't see what I'm doing on the side. Okay, now we need to find out how many more he still needs to make. So if 80 is the total, 80 minus 32 is 48. He needs to make 48 more. And that would be our answer right here. Okay, and the explain, again, the drawing, and this is an explanation and showing the work here, the 80 minus 32. Okay. Now, number 3, in a classroom of 28 students, 75 of the students have met their reading goal. Label the double number line. How many students met their reading goal, and what fraction of 28 students met their reading goal? All right, so I'm going to look at this just like we did our boxes. We have 0 at the beginning, 0%. Teaching from home is so fun. Yes, that's cool. Okay, stop, please. I'm trying to do this. Okay, so they have it divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. Can you stop making noise, please? So we're going to do 28 divided by 4. All right, Jonathan, that's plenty. Thank you. 28 divided by 4 is 7. Okay, so that means each of these on top is going to be 7. Okay, so 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 plus 7 is 21. 21 plus 7 is 28. And since we have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups, 100 divided by 4 is 25. So this is going to be 25%, 50% here, and 75% here. Okay, so it says 75% of them met their goal, so they're right here. Okay, and we can shade it in, or we can just make a mark here to show this. It says how many students met their goal. Okay, 21 students met their goal. And then the second question, what fraction of 28 students met their reading goal? Well, we know that 75% is 75 over 100. We've done that before. So just simplify that. Divide by 25, and you're going to get 3/4. So 3/4 of the students met their goal. Sorry about that. Okay, so those two you need for your answers, both of those parts for that one. And the explain, again, unless we were going to be doing writing for a state test that wanted us to explain step by step, first I did this, next I did that, I would not worry about the explain so much because you have shown your work, what you've done here, and you don't really need to write in words what you did as long as your work is shown and your graph is shown like this. Okay? And that's all we have for today. A short lesson today. Tomorrow we'll be on page 14 Yep, page 14. So if you have any questions, be sure and let me know. You can email me, and I'll get to you as soon as I can and help you out. I hope everybody's well and having a good day. Don't work too hard today. I'll see you tomorrow.